Good morning, students. Yesterday I explained about calorimetry. Okay. Next one, factors on which heat absorbed or given out by a body depends on. Okay. First one, heat absorbed by a body. In first case, heat absorbed by a body. Heat absorbed by a body. Okay. Heat energy absorbed by a cool body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. So heat absorbed by a body depends on two factors: mass and temperature. Mass and temperature. In the first case, heat absorbed by a body. Heat energy absorbed by a body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. Heat absorbed by body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. That means here heat energy is directly proportional to M. For example, H is the heat energy. H is the heat energy and M is the mass. So heat energy absorbed by a body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. Okay. Next one. Next, if H is the heat energy. Okay. Next, second one, heat energy absorbed by a cold body. Heat energy absorbed by a cold body is directly proportional to the rising temperature of the body. Okay, heat energy absorbed by a cold body means the cold body temperature will be increased. The temperature of cold body will be increased. That means here heat energy is directly proportional to the rising temperature of the body. Rising temperature of the cold body. Okay, I will write heat energy absorbed by a first one, heat energy absorbed by a body. Heat energy absorbed by a cold body. Cold body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. Mass of the body. Mass of the body. If H is the heat energy, if H is the heat energy, and M is the heat energy absorbed, and M is the mass of the body. Mass of the body. Then what is the condition here? H is directly proportional to the M. Then H means heat energy directly proportional to the mass. H is directly proportional to the M. Mass means here AM. Okay. Next one. Next one. Next factor, heat energy absorbed by a cold body is directly proportional to the rise in temperature. Rise in temperature of the body. Okay, heat energy absorbed by a cold body is absorbed by a second factor is absorbed by a cold body is directly proportional to the rise in temperature of the body. Rise in temperature of the body. Rise in temperature of the body. If H is the heat energy, if here H is the heat energy, if H is the heat energy absorbed by a body, and theta R is the rise in temperature. Theta R is the rise in temperature of the body. R is the rise in temperature of the body. Rising temperature of the body. Rising temperature of the body. Then H is directly proportional to rising temperature. H is directly proportional to rising temperature. H is directly proportional to temperature. It is about to heat energy absorbed by a body. Next one, heat energy is given out by a body. Heat given out by a body. Here heat absorbed by a body. Next one, heat energy is given out by a body. So from these equations, what is the first equation? Heat energy absorbed by a body. We got first equation. Here H is directly proportional to mass. It is a first equation. What is the second equation? We got H is directly proportional to rising temperature. Directly proportional to rising temperature. From these two equations, from equation number 1 and 2, we can write here H is directly proportional to mass and mass into rising temperature. Mass into H is directly proportional to mass into rising temperature. From these equations we can write here H equal to m into C into theta R. It is the heat energy equation. Here C means here C is a constant value. C is a constant value. It is called specific heat capacity. C is a constant. It is called C is a constant amount. It is called specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. It is called specific heat capacity. Here C is called specific heat capacity. Okay. Next one. Heat energy given out by a hot body. Next one, heat energy, heat out by a body the heat given off by a body given out by a body. So here first one in this, heat energy given out by a hot body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. Heat energy, first in this first point, heat energy given out by a hot body, given out by a hot body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. If H is the heat energy, and M is the mass of the body, and M is the mass of the body. From this statement we can write here H is directly proportional to M. It is equation number 1. Okay, heat is given out by a hot body. Heat energy is given out by a hot body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. Okay, here H is the heat energy and M is the mass of the body. Then H is directly proportional to M. H is directly proportional to M. Okay. Next one. Okay, next one. Next, second case, heat energy is given out by a hot body is directly proportional to the fall in temperature of the body. Here, heat energy given out means temperature of the hot body will be decreased. Temperature of the hot body will be decreased. That is directly proportional to the fall in temperature of the body. Heat energy given out by a body. Heat energy given out by a body. Given out by a hot body means hot body temperature will be decreased here. So hot body is directly proportional to the falling temperature of the body. Falling temperature of the body. Falling temperature of the body. If H is the energy. If H is the energy given out by a body, if H is the heat energy theta f. Theta f is the falling temperature. Falling temperature of the body. That means here H is directly proportional to the falling temperature. H is directly proportional to falling temperature. So that means here H is directly proportional to the falling temperature. So from these two cases, what is the first case? Here heat energy is given out by a body. What is the first one? Heat energy is directly proportional to the mass of the body. Okay, what is the first equation here? In second case, H is directly proportional to mass. First one, here hot bodies temperature will be decrease, that is falling temperature is equation number 2. From these two equations we can write here H is directly proportional to mass into falling temperature. Mass into falling temperature. From this equation H is directly proportional to mass into falling temperature. From this you can write here H means here heat energy equal to M into C into theta f. Here C is called a constant, that is called a specific heat capacity. Here C is called a specific heat capacity. Is called a specific heat capacity. Here H is equal to M into C into theta f. It is called here C is the specific heat capacity. It is a constant value. It is a constant value. Now units of specific heat capacity. Units of specific heat capacity. Next one, units. Okay, first specific heat capacity means in the expression H is equal to specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. In the expression H equal to, H equal to M into C into theta. M into C into theta R or theta F, anyone. So theta R means here rise in temperature. If there is a unit of mass is 1 gram, such that its heat is through the 1 degree Celsius by supplying of heat energy, then heat absorbed equal to here if there is a unit mass of substance 1 gram, such that it is heated through 1 degree Celsius by of heat energy, then heat absorbed equal to heat absorbed in joules is equal to 1 gram into C into 1 degree Celsius. C into 1 degree Celsius. From this equation, we can find here C value. We can find here C value. Here C equal to so therefore here C equal to H in joules by 1 gram into 1 degree Celsius. 1 gram into 1 degree Celsius. 1 gram into 1 gram into degree Celsius. So we can write here H by 1 into 1 into joules by gram degree Celsius. It is the C. It is the C. The specific heat capacity is defined as, from this statement we can define as the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of a unit mass of a substance to 1 degree Celsius or 1 K is called specific heat capacity. I am saying here 1 degree Celsius, 1 K means here rise in temperature of 1 degree Celsius is equal to the rise in temperature of 1 Kelvin. So that's why I am saying here 1 degree Celsius or 1 K. Okay. Now specific heat capacity. I will write now specific heat capacity definition. The amount of heat energy. The amount of heat energy required to. The amount of heat energy. The amount of heat energy required. The amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of rise the temperature of unit mass of a substance. Unit mass of a substance. Unit mass of a substance through 1 degree Celsius. Through 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin is called specific heat capacity. Is called specific heat capacity. Is called specific heat capacity. Okay, the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of a unit mass of a substance through 1 degree Celsius or 1 K is called specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. Now, units for the specific heat capacity. In SI system, the unit of specific heat capacity is C here C equal to here C equal to I wrote here H into 1 into 1 joules by 1 gram degree Celsius. Okay, from this statement we can write here heat energy is measured in joules. So here mass is measured in kilograms, temperature is measured in Kelvin or Celsius. Okay, from this statement we can write here the SI unit of the units units, the SI unit of specific heat, the SI unit of specific heat capacity, specific heat capacity is joule by kg Kelvin, joule by kg Kelvin. You can write here like this also, joule kg universe under Kelvin universe minus 1 or joule kg by Celsius. Okay, now the Celsius unit of specific heat capacity is joule by the Celsius unit of specific heat capacity is joule by gram degree Celsius, that is equal to joule gram power minus 1 degree minus 1 Celsius. These are the units. Okay, in joules. Next, now units in calories. In units in calories, that is equal to units in calories. Now units in calories we can write like this also, that is equal to 1 calorie. If calorie is the unit of measurement of heat capacity, then first one is 1 calorie by 1 gram degree Celsius, that is equal to 1 calorie gram power minus 1 degree Celsius minus 1. Okay. Second one, in kilocalories, L by kg degree Celsius, that is equal to 1 kilocalorie kg power minus 1 on a degree Celsius minus 1. We know already 1 calorie equal to 1 calorie gram power minus 1 Celsius power minus 1 equal to 4.2 joules minus 1. 1 kilocalorie means equal to 4200 joule kg. These are the units of specific heat capacity in calories. Okay, now I will explain the problem. Okay, how much heat energy is gained when 0.6 kg of water at 25 degrees Celsius is brought to boiling point of water? So initially the temperature of water is 25 degrees Celsius. Brought to boiling point means the temperature of the water is rising. So what is the boiling point of water? We know that that is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. Now the temperature of water will be here increasing. The temperature of water is increasing. So here what are the given values here? Specific heat capacity is given of water is equal to 4200 joule by kg Celsius. So here mass is given, mass equal to 0.6 kg, and the C value is given. C equal means specific heat capacity that equal to 4200 by 00 joule by kg degree Celsius. Okay, next here heat energy absorbed by the water. Rising temperature equal to here boiling point of water that equal to 100 degrees Celsius. Initial temperature of the water is 25 degrees Celsius. So here boiling point of water is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. But what is the initial temperature here? 25 degrees Celsius is given. So here heat energy. Rising temperature is equal to, so initial boiling point of water minus initial temperature that equal to 100 minus 25 degree Celsius. 25 degree Celsius that equal to 75 degrees Celsius. The rising temperature that equal to theta R equal to much here 75 degree Celsius. Therefore heat energy has equal to M into specific capacity into rising temperature. That equal to mass of the body is given 0.6 into 4200 into rising temperature that equal to 75 degree Celsius. That equal to how much? 189,300 joules. 189,300 joules. That equal to 189 kilojoules. It is the process to find the heat energy. Okay, thank you. Tomorrow I will give a worksheet.